Storytelling skills, incredibly important. When I was an extremely expensive business consultant, I'd tell stories all the time. Guys would love to take meetings with me because they thought that we weren't actually doing any work. It's just that by the end of the meeting, they felt good and they went out and did what I wanted them to do. Right? Because I was telling stories about previous experience I'd had. I was using the usual progression of, people can approach software engineering in a certain way. People can. Okay? We're all people in the room, so now we're automatically included. I go, a friend of mine was on a project that, Now, when I look at a problem like this, if you were to, okay, now catch that. It's like people, a friend, me, you. Okay, and we're getting closer and closer to what is most important to them, which is them, their emotional states. And I always talked about, even in software engineering, which is incredibly complicated and hellishly expensive, I always talked about the outcomes. Right? Usually people look at this and we go, I brought in this one project, they were $40 million over budget. Hard to explain, right? Year late, $40 million over budget. Everybody's about to get fired, career's about to be ruined. And they brought me in, and I just started talking about the nature of a wonderful outcome. And at first they were like, oh my God, this is another consultant, I can't believe, okay? But then they started to notice that A, I was right, and B, hanging out with me, their stress disappeared. They started opening up and they're going, well, actually, yeah, we could engineer it that way. It wouldn't actually kill me to build an interface that you can address directly, things like that, okay? Storytelling makes a powerful difference because it allows the person you're talking to, you're interacting with, to form a human emotional bridge with you. And if you're talking about positive, powerful emotions, or especially if you're telling stories that go from resource poor to resource rich, okay? Fairy tales, lost in the forest, redemption, right? Horrible stepmother, become a princess, right? Resource poor, resource rich happens all the time in fairy tales, in conventional stories. And in my stories, I tell stories over and over and over again about utilization and reframing, where I go from resource poor to resource rich. I tell stories because it allows me to connect with people in a very human, very basic way. And guys, it's not only okay to have emotions and express them, it's okay to utilize them in your pursuit of influence and power.